Welcome to Unit 2. Our focus is driving innovation in supply chain management. We have 5 specific learning outcomes ahead of us, ranging from analyzing innovation barriers to leveraging information systems for a competitive advantage. This timeline illustrates the historical context of our current operations. For decades, supply chains focused on transitioning toward Industry 4.0, defined by digitalization, but the target has moved. Industry 5.0 centers on the cooperation between human intelligence and cognitive computing to achieve mass customization. In physical terms, this looks like warehouse workers utilizing mechanical exoskeletons to safely handle heavy materials. The machine enhances the human capability. Achieving this level of seamless integration is difficult. Legacy supply chains are built on rigid, isolated processes that create massive structural inertia. Reaching Industry 5.0 is not a passive inevitability. It is a strategic imperative that demands leadership actively restructure those legacy systems. This diagram shows the forces acting on supply chain strategy. On the left is the push, catalysts like rapid technological advancements and competitive pressures. But they hit internal resistance on the right, institutional resistance to change, high implementation costs, and a lack of internal expertise. When external pressure meets internal resistance without a clear strategy, organizations fall into operational paralysis. They recognize the need to modernize, but cannot execute the transition. Breaking this deadlock requires an actionable innovation agenda, a strategic roadmap that aligns new practices with the specific goals of the business. This agenda must be structured, measurable, and scalable to allow managers to prioritize projects that offer the clearest improvements to efficiency and customer satisfaction. Before an organization invests in new hardware, leadership must re-examine the very architecture of the supply chain itself. Historically, supply chains functioned as a linear sequence of isolated departments, where procurement handed off to manufacturing, which then passed to logistics. The traditional view optimizes for local efficiency, but a siloed approach creates vulnerabilities. Systems thinking replaces this linear model with an interconnected network where every node communicates in real time. A system is the sum of its pieces, relationships, and function. This completely redefines the manager's modern role. Your objective is no longer to oversee individual nodes, but to manage and optimize the data flow in the spaces between them. True operational innovation is found by identifying inefficiencies in the relationships between components, rather than simply upgrading the components themselves. We apply the SCM tech adoption model to map technologies to visibility. IoT provides sensory data from physical assets. AI acts as the cognitive engine, predicting disruptions. Blockchain ensures secure data, while immersive and green tech build resilience. These technologies are not the end goals. They are the literal data bridges that fuse isolated pieces into a unified functional system. Within this framework, information functions as a strategic lever, providing the mechanical advantage needed to move a complex global network. Real-time data flow eliminates manual entry and reduces human error, stripping out unnecessary operational delays. Logistics today means managing high-velocity data streams across global transit points. The physical pallet is merely a single node within a much larger information network. This velocity creates resilience. If a shipment is threatened by conflict or natural disaster, information systems detect it instantly and reroute the entire network. These integrated systems allow an enterprise with a massive global footprint to react with the agility of a local startup. The ultimate goal of systems thinking is total transparency, from the raw material supplier to the final consumer. We call this the glass pipeline. It represents a supply chain where every component is fully visible and monitored in real time. Note the real-time monitoring here. This visibility allows managers to pinpoint the exact location and physical condition of goods at any given second. This internal integration directly dictates the external customer experience. Reliable, accurate tracking allows a company to elevate its service levels beyond market standards. Modern consumers prioritize reliability. Consistently meeting those expectations creates a competitive moat that is difficult for others to cross. The glass pipeline functions as a visible, market-facing competitive edge, providing value far beyond internal operational metrics. To see this in practice, let's examine how industry leaders leverage these principles to dominate their sectors. Amazon uses process automation as its lever, combining AI with physical robotics to achieve fulfillment speeds that minimize stockouts. Tesla re-engineers the business model by bypassing traditional dealerships. This direct-to-consumer integration gives them complete control over their logistics data. Maersk leverages IoT to achieve real-time visibility across their shipping infrastructure, allowing for proactive disruption management on a global scale. These companies do not simply purchase technology. They leverage it to alter the architecture of supply chain relationships. Innovation requires navigating obstacles through an actionable agenda. By utilizing systems thinking, organizations forge a lasting competitive advantage in the global market. Review these models and apply them to your case study readings. See you in Unit 3.